Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Hilda Ong, ngayong Agaran Special Lady. Nandito ako ngayon sa 47th Annual Scientific Meeting. At ito po ay nagsimula po ng July 9 hanggang ngayong araw, July 10, dito sa Manila Hotel. At isi-share ko po sa inyo ang kahapon nakaroon na kami ng press conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everyone and welcome to this press conference of the 47th Annual Scientific Meeting of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines. This year's ASM carries the theme Bioscience Innovations Transforming Enterprise Ecosystems for Wealth Creation, highlighting the power of bioscience to drive inclusive, science-based solutions for sustainable development and economic empowerment. This press conference is a vital platform to introduce the key ideas and focus areas that will guide our discussions over the next 2 days. It also strengthens the connection between science and society in providing our esteemed speakers, NAS members, and new awardees an opportunity to engage with the media and share their perspectives with the wider public. Bioscience is not just a field of study. It is a tool for change, and from community-based livelihood innovations to sustainable resource management and education. This year's ASM brings to life how science can empower communities, protect ecosystems, and help create a future that is both resilient and equitable. To our media partners, we thank you for your presence, for your role in making science more accessible, and your reporting ensures that the insights and breakthroughs discussed will reach decision makers, educators, students, and citizens across the country. So I look forward to dynamic exchange of ideas today, and may this press conference mark the start of a deeper engagement, stronger partnership, and please, you have the power to spread the good news and the good stories of the accomplishments and work of our Filipino scientists, how we address current pressing problems of the country. So again, thank you very much for...
Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy that the theme of this year's 47th conference is focused on biosystems and how it relates to the 4 strategic pillars of the USD. Biosystems are very critical because of food and nutrition, plus also the environment and the ecosystem also would cater to various health risks to people, animals, and plants. And this is critical now as we promote human well-being, the longer and better quality of life. As we develop the sciences and products out of the research, we are also able to obtain wealth out of the products and services that we gather. So a very big application of biosystems research would be on ingredients or components of certain products, or even direct products that can be beneficial to people, plants as well, to animals as well. The third is we need to make sure that we are protected from the various risks, and this is also covered. And if you look around the different posters, the health risk can be the diseases, the viruses that these biosystems can offer or produce. But they also have the mental health aspect of the work, as mental health is really an emerging concern. We need to start with it now, and I'm very glad that there are several papers on it. And of course, the sustainability impact of using our biosystems in the raw materials or products that we actually gain wealth from needs also to be considered. So again, the efforts that the National Academy of Science and Technology has really done is very productive, because now my comparison of the posters this year is so many. They have so many posters many students and professors or researchers are involved. So very good output, and congratulations to NAST.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I think it's important to emphasize that the annual scientific meeting of NAST is actually the culmination of the regional scientific meetings that we held in the past 4 months. Starting in March, we moved around Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao with the same theme: bioscience innovations, transforming enterprise ecosystems for wealth creation. And indeed, we have seen from the regions that they do have their own efforts of bioscience innovations that really transform, a number of their communities. These innovations really empowered their communities. And in this annual scientific meeting and the plenary sessions that will be held later on, you will definitely see how these innovations impact or maximize the impact of to our society, of course. So we have 6 plenary sessions, and note too that there are 6 divisions of NAST Philippines. We have the agricultural sciences, biological sciences, engineering sciences and technology division. We have the health sciences, mathematics and physical sciences, and lastly, social sciences division. So all of these divisions or fields of science really contribute to bioscience innovation. So we look forward to the plenary talks later.
Kahapon, ay tinanong ko kahapon kay academician Charles Yu, dahil di ba nung nakaraan na yung COVID-19, di ba marami ang nagpa-vaccine kasi yun ang kinakailangan kasi maraming natatakot, di ba? So yan ang itinanong ko na kay academician Charles Yu, kung itong vaccine ba na to, kasi marami ang isinisisi dito sa vaccine. At ito po ba ay talagang, ito pa talaga ang nagkukos ng yung iba nakakaroon ng immune, yung kumbaga nakaroon ng problema sa immune system. Yung iba nga daw isinisisi dahil may mga comorbidities, parang nakaroon ng reaction. So, yan ang itinanong ko kahapon, at pakinggan po ninyo, panoorin po ninyo ang naging kasagutan na itong COVID-19 vaccine ay talagang nagiging isa sa dahilan kaya meron mga namamatay, at isa pa kaya kayo po ay gumagawa ng panibagong vaccine. Ano masasabi po ninyo na ang mga tao ay ngayon ay natatakot magpa-vaccine? Ito po ba ay ano po ba ang mai-share po ninyo? Ano yung personal opinion po ninyo regarding po sa vaccine?
I am also a trialist in one of the COVID vaccines during the COVID period in 2001-2003. And we did not have any problems with the cohort of almost 700 patients that we recruited. And this was a new vaccine. The problem is because millions, if not billions of people had the COVID vaccine, then you cannot prevent. Now 1, 2, or maybe a dozen, or maybe 100, out of the millions and billions will develop some sort of adverse event. Now whether maybe it's because of their own peculiar proclivity, or they're actually prone, na hindi nila alam, for example, that they actually had silent heart disease and it came out overtly during. And totoo naman, there is really a chronic COVID where, for example, I'm asthmatic, or I have a mild and it became chronic. That actually is also recorded and published. But the thing is, I think after the evidence of several vaccine studies just for COVID, we have actually shown, and I think the evidence is showing, that its safety profile and the benefit over risk is much, much superior, and has actually saved millions of lives with its mass application. Like here, we have siguro 90%. As to the other vaccines, many of the vaccines, like for example, there are now outbreaks in some parts of the world, measles, for example, they have long been there. They have long been proven to be safe. And so that, unfortunately, again, speaking personally, there are so many vaccine skeptics And this has been as long as when na-invento yung vaccine in the 18th century. They have always criticized new technologies for fear na it will harm. But I think one of the safest health interventions ever invented in the world, aside from hand washing, is the development of vaccines. And you can see the overwhelming evidence. And I will pass it to Dr. Montoya, who is the IDS expert here.
Thank you very much for your... Please remember that there is no such thing as a 100% safe medicine or vaccine for that matter. Even the safest medicine, for example, like paracetamol, also has its side effects, which is dependent on what? The characteristic of the person taking it. Because the way you are composed, you're genetically predisposed, you may develop certain side effects that are not seen with other people who take the same medicine. The dose, for example. So there's no such thing as a perfectly 100% safe. But as was mentioned by Dr. Yu, you have to look at the risk versus the benefit. The benefit outweighs the risk. Now, all of this talk about side effects, don't be given this vaccine or not. Historically, since the vaccines were developed by Dr. Jenner, no, in the UK, it has been shown that definitely the benefits outweigh the risk, especially on a population basis. Remember, there's such a thing as, you only need to vaccinate a certain number of people in a community, you actually protect the whole community. No, it meets the threshold. Kasi the transmission of the organism is interrupted when you actually immunize a certain percentage of the population. But having said that, looking at side effects, it happens, but how often does it happen? First thing that you should look at is it more common than the other, not taking anything at all, or previous historical evidence? Evidence will show that most of the side effects that are usually attributed to vaccines are no higher than the development of side effects by other modalities, and even those who are not taking anything at all. So you have to look at it from that vantage point, because having a side effect doesn't mean it applies to all. No? So we have to address that fear of vaccines, and the advances in science and technology has made these technologies safer, and much more useful to society. So I will not spend so much time on the details, but for each of these vaccines, everything has a study to back up the safety and efficacy of these vaccines. For COVID-19, we've seen that even if they have side effects, it still outweighs the risk. We've protected people who should have been infected with COVID, or if they were infected with COVID, they present with the milder symptoms of COVID, compared to someone who was not vaccinated at all, who developed the COVID infection and died. Marami na pong studies to show that the big difference is there. So definitely, the benefits outweigh the risk.